Hi guys, I'm Karina.
I'm Jennifer.
What's up, bitches?
And that's Eric. And welcome back to the Light Podcast. The law according to Eric. All right, so today you are excited about this topic, right?
Should be a funny one.
It's monster-in-law is what this theme is about. We all have them, whether it's brother-in-law, sisters-in-law, mothers, fathers, all of it. So.
Yep. By the way, do you know what the difference is between an in-law and an outlaw?
What's the difference?
Outlaws are wanted.
That's terrible.
I win.
Okay, well, this week I did not have a joke, so you won by default.
I win anyway.
Oh, wait, did you have a joke, Jen?
Nope. No, she doesn't. She doesn't. I win.
Excuse me.
I win.
You know, I did research jokes, and I saw one, and it was funny. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's along the gist of when
Is there a joke in this future? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
when your mother-in-law is giving you parenting advice, which is usually unwanted parenting advice, and all you could do is think like you raised this person I'm living with, so I don't think so.
Exactly. I have to re-raise him again. And you're giving me advice? No thanks.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but my mom did a good job.
All right. So this one, I gave it a nice little, funny twist to it.
Okay.
So our first story, or start with, am I the asshole this time?
All right.
Our first story is, am I the asshole for being honest about honeymoon sex? Okay, that's the title.
Okay.
My fiance and I'm 26, he's 28, are taking an 8-day honeymoon in Brazil, which is where he is originally from. This trip has been in the works for a long time. And a few weeks ago, I learned that his parents were hoping to stop by and visit us during our honeymoon and even asked to stay with us because they found out we have rented a 3-bedroom place near a beach for 2 of the nights. I said absolutely not, and my husband agreed. He told them no. That's it because we want our privacy. His parents, who I have grown very close to, sent me a separate text asking in a lighthearted way, I thought, if it was a really big problem and if I really agreed with him. I said yes, I did agree. His mom asked me why, and I was honest. I said, I want to be able to be open and free with him without thinking about house guests. She said, so this is about sex. I thought she was still being lighthearted, and I replied, if I'm being honest, I'm going to fuck his brains out in every room of that house. No response. So this has become a whole thing now. My mother-in-law thinks I'm disrespectful. My father-in-law thinks I'm a sex monster of some kind. And my husband thinks it was way too far of me. Now I'm being called the asshole. Do you think I'm the asshole? And do I owe them an apology?
Okay. Well, first of all, I mean, your in-laws should not have asked to come along on your honeymoon. That's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's your honeymoon.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I have to be honest. If I told my late mother-in-law that, if I told my late mother-in-law that, she would have thought it was awesome, actually, because she had a slightly risque sense of humor.
Yeah.
These people clearly do not have a good sense of humor.
No. I think, one, she wasn't the asshole. The asshole were the parents. Why would you want to go on someone's honeymoon? That's being very asshole to be. Yeah. Like, that's what I think.
I'm not understanding the issue. Does sex happen on honeymoons? Is that a thing?
Did you lose out?
Apparently so.
No. This is a whole other podcast that we should go into.
No, look. So here, I'll tell you what I think. Okay. And I'm saying this as somebody who actually is very close with his own family, his own parents. And, I don't think it's really that big of a deal because it's 2 nights out of the 8 and they live in a different country. How often are they going to be able to visit and see their son and their daughter-in-law and all that? So, and honestly, how loud could these fucking people be? Just close the door if you can, if you must get it on. I get it, but I don't think that it was that big of a problem. I think that if she knew her in-laws as well as she thought she did, she may have, said it differently.
Yeah.
Right. So the fact that maybe she just felt a little too familiar, right? A little too comfortable. So maybe from that respect, she's a bit of the asshole, but otherwise it just sounds like this is all blown out of proportion. Get it? Thank you.
I don't think it was blown out of proportion. I don't think that she
Well, I'll tell you, nothing's getting blown if mom and dad
nothing, exactly.
Not
exactly.
now. As a son, right? If my ex like said that to my mother, there'd be no wedding.
Really?
My mom was a saint.
Oh, okay. You're right.
God damn.
You're right.
All right, bitch.
I think these things are a little more important when you're young. Like, for someone like our age, like your middle-aged person, it wouldn't be that big of a deal to like share a part of your honeymoon. But you're a young couple in love. Yeah. It's a little more important,
Yeah. You're right.
Have your.
Can I intercede for a quick second?
Go ahead.
So, most of you realize that every now and then, if I lose interest in something or I drift away, it's because I'm multitasking and checking emails or whatever.
Right.
It's got the most depressing fucking email. Apparently, I got this random email asking if I'm prepared to join like the retirement arm of the American Bar Association, like the fucking senior. Oh wait, I'm not even 52 yet.
Hey,
the fuck?
They're ready to take you.
Right? God damn.
They're gonna pay you to retire.
So next year I won't turn 52 to the end of August, so I'll miss it. But next year I qualify for the seniors tournament at the World Series of Poker.
Oh my god!
Which I think I'll play because I prefer to be with a slower paced, group. But anyway, that's a different issue. We should do one about poker and gambling, like as a whole, like big, like crazy gambling stories, like crazy gambling debts and
we got
bets like I made or whatever. Not me, but people.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, but I don't know. It's a funny sort of segue. It's a good intro to the topic, right? Mm-hmm. I think that everybody kind of overreacted a little bit. At the end of the day, and I say this now with sincerity.
Yeah.
You never know how long those people are going to be with you. If their parents are older, I understand they're in their early 20s.
Throw in the guilt.
I'm saying honestly.
You can say that about anything.
But parents are older. I don't know if this is their baby child, if they're much older, if that's their old. I mean, what if they're in their late 70s, early 80s, and he was like the baby of the family? I mean,
maybe.
And they live in a different country, like clearly they're in South America. Big fucking deal. So you don't get, and by the way, now that I'm hearing all this, I'm hearing myself think, you know what I wish? I wish that they don't go, but that bitch gets her period on that trip and nobody gets any. That's what she gets for being cunty to her in-laws.
Eric's cranky because we had nasty cookies before this, guys.
They were so bad. Sorry, they were terrible.
They were bad.
They were fucking
They were
awful.
overpriced.
Yeah. That's another word of they were bad, though. That's it. All right, next one. This is what Eric would do. I spanked my mother-in-law. Should I tell my wife?
No. Oh, God, no.
My wife and my mother-in-law look too similar physically. The only difference is that my wife is slightly taller and she is a little curvier. I was at work and my wife sent me a message telling me that my in-laws invited us to dinner. So after work, I went directly to my in-laws' house. My father-in-law let me in. I walked to the kitchen and saw my wife, quote unquote, who had her back turned around cooking. I just said, "Hello, honey," and spanked her. When she turned around and looked at me, I realized that she was my mother-in-law and not my wife. I'm too embarrassed and I don't know whether to tell my wife or if I should just leave it out. Would you tell your wife? What about your father-in-law?
I'm speechless. Okay, first of all, the guy is lucky because if his mother-in-law looks that good at her age, then there's some good genes there. Yes. Good genes in the genes.
What would you do?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious how the mother-in-law reacted.
He didn't answer like how she reacted or anything like that. I would love to know how she reacted.
I think a lot of it would depend on that. Yeah, if she thought it was funny or she just wanted to bury it.
Yeah.
This sounds like a story you would find on the Hub.
That's how it made you feel?
A little bit. But honestly, like what would I do? I would tell that story at dinner in front of everybody and make it a big joke. No, really. I mean, I would make it like a very laughable, gullible, stupid me. I'm so embarrassed. I swatted my mother-in-law in the ass when, I thought it was my wife. Ha ha. I would do it in front of everyone so that nobody thinks it's weird or I'm like obsessing over it or freaking out. Because honestly, if it wasn't a made up story, it feels a little made up, but assuming for a minute that actually happened, it is kind of funny and it should be treated as humorous. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody took it seriously. Right. I think that there'd be more to that post if it was like, and now they're not speaking to me or something like that.
Yeah.
So you know what? Just own it, put it out there, let everybody have a good laugh. I promise like in a day or two, it'll be forgotten. What?
That's just so funny to me. Like imagine doing that.
I mean, look, how many, Jennifer's right in that most mother-in-laws don't look like their wives, like their
That's
daughters.
true. Exactly.
You know, if they're really close in age or whatever. I can tell you my ex-mother-in-law looked nothing like, you know, my ex-wife. And so I don't think I would ever make that mistake
Exactly.
under any circumstances. But I'm just saying, you never know. Maybe he lucked out.
Yeah.
Maybe if there's no father-in-law.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
What?
There is. He said, would you tell your
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, never mind. I'm just sorry. Because this is like a story from the hub. Okay. All right. Next.
Okay,
All right,
next.
fair enough.
Am I the asshole for punching my mother-in-law in the face?
Is it really a question?
I know that the title sounds horrible, but please hear me out. I, 35 female, just had my second child, who is one with my husband of 5 years. I could not be happier to have wonderful children and a gorgeous husband. My husband's whole family loves me and I love them, except for his mom. This woman has been absolutely vile and cruel to me ever since I've known her. And for what? I don't know. She has made comments to me lately asking, oh, I guess you decided to keep the baby weight. For reference, I'm 5'9" and 145 pounds. And to try to go to the gym with my husband, and I try to go to the gym as often as possible with my husband. Meanwhile, she's around 5'5" and 170. She has no right to be talking about me, especially since she's much heavier and chunkier. Last week, though, my husband's whole family came over to our house for brunch. My husband's mom made comments to me the whole time saying the food was extremely dry and tasteless. And at one point, I even saw her spitting her food into a napkin. Everyone else thought the food tasted delicious. And everyone had seconds and even thirds.
Well, they're embarrassed now, but go ahead. Sorry,
But what really got to me was how she treated my children. After we had finished eating, we were all in the living room just talking and playing games like who's most likely to this and that, etc. My husband was holding our baby and had noticed that she had used the bathroom. He had asked if his mom could take her upstairs and change the diapers since she was right next to him. My husband is an extreme germaphobe and refuses to change our kids' diapers. She did and took our kid upstairs. After quite a while, I had noticed she had not returned. I went to check in and my mother-in-law was slapping my daughter's bottom because she had accidentally peed on her brand new dress. I pulled that woman aside so fast and punched her in the face that she ran out of the house sobbing and left in her car. Everyone ran upstairs and asked what happened. I explained to them while clenching my fist in anger and my daughter was bright red because of how much she was crying. My husband understood where I was coming from, but still insisted that I should apologize to his mom. I told him that I will never even talk to that monster of a human again. So am I the asshole here?
Oh, wow. I'm trying to put myself in her shoes and
Yeah.
It's probably kind of justified.
I mean, I get it. I get it.
It was an immediate reaction. It was not something premeditated or thought out.
Exactly.
She snapped. And I get that. Sometimes we all snap.
Exactly.
Because all that, well, not only seeing what she did to her daughter, but all that anger and resentment that had built
up because she was so mean to her. So
she sounds like a horrible person.
And I think her anger honestly was built in. I think that's what it is. She had all this anger towards her, and this was just like, oh, you're touching my kid.
Yeah, that was the last straw.
That was the last straw. Yeah, that was her 13 days. I think the mother-in-law had it coming.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Boo-hoo, womp womp.
Damn.
I love that. That's my new set of favorite words. Womp womp. I add it to everything. Anytime anyone's upset, womp womp.
Can we not add it when clients call?
Okay.
All right, thanks.
I won't.
Okay. All right, can I speak to Eric? Well, no, he's not available. All right, will you let him know we're about to lose our home? Oh, womp womp. Yeah, no, we don't do that. No. Look, I think that so most moms do not think anyone is good enough for their sons. And it sounds like there's a little of that going on. I know that, at least in my own experience, my own mom and my ex-mother-in-law did try to be a bit more hands-on with the kids. Okay. They do think that they've got more life experience, which they do. It doesn't always mean they're right, but that's sort of a mentality. Yeah. Like, I've been on this earth longer. I've already raised kids. I know exactly what I'm doing. Let me help you. Or they think they're helping, but really it's also about control. I think in-laws like to control things.
They do, yeah.
So not all, again, but some. At the end of the day, I don't think that, snapping and punching her in the face, I think that might be even a little disproportionate. It doesn't sound like she was whipping the kid with a belt.
No.
And maybe it was more like that's an older mentality, like older school, like a little swat on the bottom to try to teach him a lesson or whatever. Mm-hmm. Of course, if it were severe and violent, I understand the reaction. Yeah. If it were more like a little, smack and the kid's crying because she peed with the baby, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I don't think there's any coming back from this.
Yeah.
Apologizing isn't going to help. And now she has to be concerned with how her husband's going to deal with it, because it cannot be easy to try to have two separate relationships.
Well, her husband really understood. He just really would wish you'd apologize.
Well, the reason is because what do you do when it's the next kid's birthday?
Exactly.
Or
yeah.
the next family dinner or Easter or Christmas Eve or whatever. And the husband's mom and his wife aren't speaking or you know, it creates a lot of problems. And sometimes, and again, this is more me, sometimes I'd rather just bite the bullet to avoid future conflict. I mean, I'll file something away and I'll use it if I need it. Right. But for the most part, I think, you know, better to just move on. Just apologize. Who cares? I mean, if you're asking what would Eric do, I would just do it even if I didn't mean it. Yeah. Just to appease my spouse, keep some degree of peace. One thing I will say, and I'm very, very adamant about this, even when my own ex and I were kind of separating and splitting up and doing all that, I never wanted, nor would I ever want my kids to feel like they have to choose family members.
Yeah.
You know, I always want my kids to have a relationship with their grandparents.
Yeah. Okay, but what if the person is so horrible you don't want your kid around them?
That's a hard question because
you're envisioning your mom.
No. Because it's hard for me to believe that while she may be horrible to her daughter-in-law, most people are not going to be like that to their grandchildren. They probably treat them differently. But she did it. She swatted a little baby because she peed. We don't know the whole context of it. And this is written from a skewed perspective. Don't forget, everybody loves her and everybody had seconds and thirds and she's wonderful. Okay. This was written in a narrative to make us somewhat more sympathetic. I'm just suggesting that usually grandparents and grandchildren don't have a violent relationship. It's not always true.
Usually.
I'm saying, I'm speaking in generalities. I don't know these fucking people. They don't know me. I'm just saying, generally speaking, I wouldn't want to deprive my children of a relationship with their grandparents, even if I had issues with my mother-in-law or father-in-law or whatever. Having said all that and wanting to make sure that my kids got the full experience of the grandparents and the extra gifts for Christmas and Hanukkah and all that stuff, I would probably just bite the bullet, even if I didn't mean it. Yeah. I would go out of my way to avoid future situations. So unless I had to be there. So if it's like a lazy Sunday, like, hey, babe, let's drive the kids to my folks' house. So the kids can, no, you go ahead. I don't feel like I would not, you know, go out of my way to spend time with them, but I wouldn't, you know, blow up everything. But I'm like that. I prefer to just move on and be done. But I'm also, and I hate to say this, I also don't forget, you know, things.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So I'll file it away, and if it needs to come back out, it will. But I'm not trying to give lawyers a bad name, but I think like a lawyer. So we're just more strategic. Yeah. You know, I'd rather not react out of emotion. Sometimes we can't help it, right? But generally, I'd rather not react out of emotion. I'd rather be more calculating. And I hate to say this, but she also has a fucking get out of jail free card now. Mm-hmm. She can bring that at any time. Hey, you know, I'm talking about the mother-in-law. Yeah, I know. To the daughter. I know. You know, like she doesn't realize she gave her a lot of power with that punch. Yeah. You know, because now that's something she can hold over her all the time.
Remember when you punched me?
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I arrive 5 minutes late? Please don't hit me.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my gosh, she could milk this
oh my God, I'm sorry. Don't.
Right.
You know, don't be mad at me.
Wait, where's my husband? Protect me. She's upset again. She's in a mood. I'm just saying you can avoid so much future drama and confrontation. Just bite the fucking bullet. And by the way, she's your elder. Just say you're sorry.
She's almost done.
If she doesn't live with you, full time, she's not going to have that much of a hand in raising your kids, and you can keep them more under your guidance. I'm just suggesting that it's not worth blowing up this whole family over that incident.
It's okay. She'll die soon.
At some point. Well, everybody does, right?
I mean, I don't agree with what you're saying. I would still hold that anger, and we can be for the rest of her life because she will die before her. But so we can be for the rest of her life, and I don't care. That's fine. I don't have to see her again. Okay. Fuck her.
Yeah, you mess with my babies, we're gonna have war.
Maybe moms would just have a different instinct than fathers. I don't know.
I'm not a mom.
I'm just saying.
Okay, next one. My mother-in-law doesn't let me have sex with my husband.
The fuck?
My husband and I got married a year ago. We got married and then moved into his apartment to live together. Unfortunately, 2 months after our wedding, his father died in an accident. My mother-in-law and my husband were devastated as it was quite sudden. My mother-in-law, left alone, began to suggest that my husband and I move with her into the house to keep her company. But because she's in another state, we couldn't due to our jobs in college. Then she came to us. Our apartment is in only 2 rooms, so my mother-in-law occupied one and my husband and I occupied the other. I mean, my mother-in-law never really liked me, and she's one of the mothers who thinks that no woman is good enough for her son. As a couple who
That's
are
true, by the way, with all of them. But go ahead.
yeah, that is true. No. As a couple who is still in the honeymoon stage, we had sex very frequently. Every day, even up to twice a day. This changed when my mother-in-law arrived. Since the apartment is so small, I feel like I don't feel comfortable enough doing it while she's living here. The thing is, when we do have sex with my husband, my mother-in-law magically interrupts us. It doesn't matter what time it is, even if it's at 3 a.m., she'll casually get up, knock on the door, and start asking what we're doing. Or telling my husband that she feels bad, that her head hurts, or stuff like that. This has been going on since my mother-in-law moved in with us. It's been a stressful 7 months. Besides, I have no privacy of any kind. She criticizes everything I do, especially my food. My husband even tries to give me my place, saying things like, "It's not true, Mom. The food tastes good." I really got fed up, and I told my husband that this really wasn't what I expected. I agreed to let her move in with us because my father-in-law passed away, and I was really trying to be empathetic to her and her pain. But I'm not going to let her call me a thief either. I guess she didn't explain that part, but I'm guessing she called her a thief. What would you do in this situation with your mother-in-law?
Leave. Serious. I couldn't live with that.
Yep.
I could not live with that, I'm being honest. It's her or me.
Right. No, I couldn't do it. Bitch, you don't like my food? Cook yourself. You don't like how I have this house? Fuck, tough luck. Womp womp.
I don't think this is really about the food.
It's not, but still.
Well, let me just, first of all, no wife cooks better than the guy's mom.
Some moms don't know how to cook.
None of them. Because all boys think their moms are the greatest for the most part. Again, I'm speaking generalities. And
Fair.
Nobody outcooks my mom. Okay. Even if they do, they don't. Okay. That's number one. Number two, if the question is what would Eric do?
Yeah.
The next time that happened, I would just tell my mom, come on in and see. What are you guys doing in there?
One of the top comments was like, next time she asks, just be like, "I'm fucking your husband. I'm fucking your son. Either you want to come in and wash or you can leave us alone."
Yeah, I wouldn't even do that. I'd be like, "The door's open." If,
like,
because it's obvious she knows what's going on, right?
Yeah. And she keeps interrupting on purpose. Yeah.
Or I would be like, "Yeah, Ma, I'll be out. I need 5 more minutes." And that's all. I mean, or,
I don't know what else you really can do.
Well, I'm saying depending how far along, you may only need another minute or two. I'm just saying, I don't know. But I would absolutely finish up before and then I'd come back out and I'd come out like just my skivvies.
Yeah.
Like a fucking towel.
Yeah.
I'd still have a semi going. I'd be like, Ma, I'd sit her down. Ma, we got to have a talk.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me just say, rest in peace. My mom had the kind of sense of humor that I could get away with that.
Okay.
I know not every mom has that kind of humor. Okay. My mom had a very unique sense of humor that I really believe I inherited from her. Oddly enough, when my father was younger, his sense of humor was fucking brutal. So I will tell you a story. I know it's off topic, but it is a true story. But if you were to meet my dad, you would never believe this was actually him.
Okay.
Okay. But and I'll save it for the end. Just remind me, and I'll do the funny dad story.
Okay.
Because I don't want to completely go off topic, but I will say this: as far as I go, I mean, all humor aside, that's really an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
For everybody, the best possible outcome. See, I don't know if the mom has any means or not, and that matters because there's a difference between somebody that's lonely and sad and depressed and mourning, right, than somebody that can't afford another option. And it sounds like the husband or the father died in some kind of accident.
Yeah.
So maybe he was still working, providing income.
Maybe.
Maybe this is as much economic as it is for peace of mind.
Yeah.
If that were the case, I would try to find her a studio in the same building so that maybe she can still be close by and not feel alone.
We could get her a studio in the same city.
Whatever. I'm just saying. But you know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, just try to find a reasonable way.
Yeah.
So that she doesn't feel alone and depressed and she doesn't go through this mourning on her own. But now, having said that, clearly it's 7 months later.
And he hasn't said anything. He's a bitch for that.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. It's the husband's responsibility to help with
I'm going to concur. He needs to sit her down. And maybe he needs to be like, "Look, Ma, she's a sunshine." And
why are guys so scared to talk to their mom though? Or like they'll confront them? I've seen so many stories where like guys won't go and say anything to their mom because that's your mom.
Well, it depends on what the subject matter is. Again, my mom, rest in peace, was very open with my brother and me.
Yeah.
And was all about just being upfront and just kind of being honest. She would speak to us about things that a lot of moms didn't talk to children about,
Right.
but she treated us more like adults.
Mhm.
And I kind of was the same way with my kids, you know, but having said all that, I get not everybody's mom is like that. And some moms are very old school, very traditional.
Mhm.
You know, you don't insult your mom's cooking. You don't leave any food on your plate.
Mhm.
You know, you don't talk about, sex. You just don't do that with your mother.
Yeah.
I was blessed to where I had a very open-minded mom and I could make all sorts of jokes and comments.
Right.
Not everybody could. But I will tell you a true story about who my mom was.
Okay.
I can't make this up. So one point when I was much younger, I was engaged. I was engaged to somebody that didn't end up being my ex-wife later, but
Right.
I was 19.
Right.
I was engaged. Okay. We had the first evening where her parents met my parents.
Okay.
And it was at my parents' house.
No.
They
Okay.
had a big house. And
You felt like the guy, huh?
no, it's fine. It was fine and all that. The next day, my, I guess, fiance at the time came over. I was still living at home. I was 19. Right. And my mom was upstairs kind of like looking down at us. And she says to her, "So, what did you think of my parents?"
Mm-hmm.
And my mother, the straightest face you can imagine, said, literally word for word, "I was taught that if you have nothing nice to say,
Oh, God.
you say nothing at all."
No.
And then turned around and went back to her room.
What did your fiance say?
She was mortified.
I
She
bet.
didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
There were no words. But that was my mom.
Hey, she was honest. No one could take that from her. She was honest.
That's it. And she was, again, she was very open. And that's okay. But not everybody has a mom like that, right? So having said all that, I would sit her down if they had that kind of relationship. If they don't, and it's impossible, I agree, for the sake of this marriage, there needs to be a change. But I want to say that I'm at least sympathetic because first of all, I'm sure the mom knows what she's doing and I get all that. And
she definitely does.
Yeah, I don't know what's motivating it other than the idea that someone might be defiling her son.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't know what's really motivating it otherwise. But I do think that she's alone. She's lonely. She's still probably in mourning. She's sad.
Womp womp.
Take all of that into account when you create your next step plan. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess. She sounds like one of these people like, I'm miserable, so the rest of you have to be miserable
everyone,
too.
I'm miserable. Yeah. You all are going to be miserable. Like, but you want bombs, your husband died. That's what talking about. Plenty of fish and openings. Go ahead.
It's really messed up when parents take over their kids' lives.
And especially moms with, like, sons. I fucking hate that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I would never do that to my son. Yeah, actually, I was told the other day that I was a cool mom.
Oh,
so
wow.
I feel very proud of that.
All right, next one. Am I the asshole for calling my sister-in-law a disgusting witch? Honestly, I read it, I would call her a bitch. Not even a witch. She's a bitch. But anyways. Okay, some background info.
It's a good preview.
I guess this was, I, 22 female, have been with my husband, Dominic, 24 male, for 6 years and married for 8 months. He has an older sister, Juliana, 26 female, who is very, very opinionated. For example, she considers me Fatty Patty, her words, not mine. I'm 5'7" and 130 pounds.
Damn.
She's not fat.
That's a big bitch.
No, but she's skinny as hell.
I'm just joking.
Like 130 for someone who's 5'7", that's fucking skinny.
Listen,
Yeah.
when women, guys, let me give you a small taste of what it says in the guy code.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bro code says when a woman hits triple digits, it's a problem.
She's supposed to be 90 pounds?
99 is the max. She goes over that.
So the wind could blow her off?
Well, no, unless she's taller.
What happens to bro code talking about the best sexes with the big girls?
Yeah, this isn't about sex.
Okay.
This is about looks.
Okay.
Sex and looks are different.
Okay. Well, she called her Fatty Patty when they were dress shopping.
It's fabulous.
When my sister confronted her, Juliana said it was just an opinion and to not take it personal. She also thinks my cat is ugly and so on as well. So.
By the way, I just want the whole audience to understand and know, no matter how many more vile, nasty things this bitch says to the other bitch, nothing offends Jennifer more than calling the cat ugly. Okay? That's what she's really bad about. You don't make fun of animals, goddammit. That's right.
Juliana's marrying her boyfriend of 3 years, Jerry. Jerry has 3 kids from his first marriage, 15, 10, and 5.
Jerry and Juliana.
Yep.
Okay.
For some other context, Jerry is Caucasian and his ex-wife is Filipino. We are also Caucasian. Juliana came to my house uninvited the other day with her parents to discuss wedding plans. As she was going along, she casually says, I just don't know how to tell Jerry that I don't want his daughters in my wedding. I asked her what she meant.
What?
She then tells me, usually mixed kids are beautiful, but his youngest daughter is so ugly. The oldest is far too fucking fat to be any type of bridesmaid and any type of dress that I wanted. His son is at least cute enough to have in the wedding, though.
God, I love this fucking lady.
When I tell you I was shocked, I was shocked. I honestly saw red and said, they are kids for fuck's sakes. His kids clearly adore you, and that's what you say about them. You are a fucking disgusting bitch. Everyone was dead silent. Juliana then bursted into tears, calling me a heartless fat bitch. Their parents followed her and left.
She's heartless.
Dominic asked what was wrong with me and how dare I disrespect his sister. I asked him if he heard what she said about the kids. Dominic just shrugged it off and said, well, it's not like she directly said it to the kids anyways. He has been giving me the silent treatment and says we'll talk about it when I apologize. I left to my brother's house. My brother agreed with me, but his friend said Dominic had a point. My sister-in-law says I'm not wrong, but I shouldn't have stooped to Juliana's level. Am I the asshole here?
Whoa. I don't know what to say. Who would say that about someone's kids? Like, what is it with the body shaming here?
I have no idea.
Like fat or ugly or
yeah, like she's just so mean. I don't understand.
Not all babies are beautiful.
That is true, but you don't just say that shit about your stepchildren. But about your stepchildren, you can't say that.
Hold on. Keep it to yourself is nonsense. I remember, I got so much shit for this though, but I remember we were at like some fair or some carnival or something years ago. Mm-hmm. Facebook was just becoming really popular. And some lady was walking around with her kid in a stroller. And this kid legit looked like a 96-year-old man in a child's body. That's the ugliest fucking baby.
Benjamin.
So I took a picture.
Benjamin Button?
Yeah, whatever it was. No, it was worse. I took a picture and I uploaded it like, not all babies are beautiful. Like I put it on Facebook.
Eric.
I didn't know them. It's just,
but you still can't post that?
Okay, it was a long time ago, but I did.
Pretty horrible.
Okay.
Exactly. I'll just turn my phone and be like, isn't this baby ugly as fuck? And then we'll laugh about it. I don't post it.
Okay, well, I didn't know Facebook etiquette back then. It was a long time ago. Okay.
Well, there's an update to the story.
Oh.
Do you want to hear the update?
All right, yeah, okay. This might change my opinion.
Okay. So she goes back home. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's really long. But she goes back home because Dominic was out of town. He fucking changed the locks on her.
Whoa.
Okay, so this is her boyfriend. Changed the locks to the fucking house. She had to go in through the windows, like, to get into the house, grab the rest of her shit or whatever, and then she went to Jerry's house. She took her cat back, by the way, but she went to Jerry's house. And apparently, the crazy bitch, the one that was fat shaming, was telling everyone she had a psychotic break, and she was going crazy. So Jerry didn't even know the truth about what was going on until she got there, and she was like, I'm fine. Like, I'm not having a psychotic breakdown. Shows him the messages. And Jerry's like stunned, didn't even know what was going on. Jerry apparently canceled the wedding, so they're not getting married anymore. Her and Dominic had a divorce or whatever, but everyone called her a bitch in the end. Oh, and then when Dominic showed up to her brother's house, he took the cat back because he technically paid off for all the things, so he got to keep the cat, and she lost the cat in the end.
He lost the cat after all that?
I know. I knew you'd be upset.
That is the most tragic part of the whole
story. See, I told you.
I mean, that's her cat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That bitch is crazy. She told people she was having a psychotic break when it was her fault.
Yeah, that part was inappropriate. I agree. Okay, the question becomes, at what point, and now I'm being kind of serious.
Yeah.
At what point do you have to sort of accept people for their quirks and their personalities for the greater good of everything else, right? I didn't always get along with, for example, my ex-brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Right? But I didn't cause an argument. I didn't say like mean shit to him, but everybody's different, right? But isn't that kind of part of love and acceptance, right? Okay, well, she's just like that. And I'm betting she's like that with everybody all the time. Is it appropriate? No. And is it proper? No. But if somebody is who they are and they're never going to change, you get a choice. You can either accept them or have what happens. Right. If you choose to cut them off, you may be cutting off a lot more, right, than just that one person from your life, whatever comes with it. And if you're okay with that, right, if you can accept those consequences, then so be it. I don't think, if you're asking what would Eric do, I don't know. That's a hard one, especially if somebody like poked fun at my kids and like the way they looked.
Yeah.
Like I look, I know we make jokes and all that, but I would get very offended and defensive.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the point.
I get it. I understand. I'm like, the show's supposed to be fucking funny, Jen. Jesus Christ.
Well, I don't know. You don't like lovey peasy.
Well,
just accept them.
Look, anybody who knows me very well will tell you that I am a very level-headed, reasonable person until I'm not. And if it gets to that point and I have to no longer be
Mhm.
peaceful and loving and level-headed, and I have to get aggressive and savage, I will. And, bad things often happen to people,
Yeah.
and I don't mean that physically, like in the practice of law or
Yeah.
whatever. But I try not to jump to that, right? Just try to if I end up getting there, it's going to be for a lot of good reasons, not just because
Mhm.
one day I got really insulted. Now, I might have said something to them privately. I might have pulled her aside.
Yeah.
I had a talk offline, the next day even.
Yeah.
Look, I understand you are who you are. I understand you probably can't help yourself, but I would really appreciate if in the future you don't bring up his kids or my this. And, that's all.
Mhm.
It'll just be a lot easier going forward.
Mhm.
That's maybe how I would actually handle it. And then if that doesn't help, okay, maybe it escalates, further.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next one. This is what would Eric do. I'm pregnant and my husband has been sleeping with my mom.
Oh!
All right. Hello. I, 26 female, have found out my husband, 30 male, is having sex with my mother, 52 female. I honestly don't know how to react. I'm fucking 4 months pregnant and I'm trying not to stress since it's bad for the baby. I honestly had suspicions about my husband cheating. When I announced my pregnancy, he seemed very happy, over the moon actually. He was kissing me and telling me how lucky he was to have me, but now he's changed. About 2 weeks after my surprise announcement, he stopped hugging me and kissing me like usual. He stopped eating the meals I'd make for him after work and said he already ate some fast food or something. I also noticed he had changed his lock screen, which was a picture of us. Not sure.
Sorry, I used to do that, by the way. Eat before I got home.
But that's because your ex-wife wouldn't let you eat what you like.
And she didn't cook very well either back then.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just.
An apple and a turkey
but I'm saying there might be other reasons. That's all. Go ahead.
Okay. I also noticed he had changed his lock screen, which is a picture of us. Not sure if it meant anything, to be honest. I found out 3 days ago. I went through his phone while he was in the shower and found text messages, videos, and pictures.
Oh, videos.
I'm sick to my stomach thinking about what I saw. I saw pictures of my mom in lingerie, and he was replying with pictures of his penis, saying he was so hard for her. I even saw a message of regret. He said that maybe they should stop since he didn't want to hurt me, but my mom said I wouldn't get hurt as long as they all kept it a secret. That's fucking shady from your mom, but whatever.
It's brutal.
But what angered me the most was the message she sent a few days ago. I'll quote it here so anyone reading this can get an idea of how serious this affair has been. This was the thing, quote unquote. I love you so much, more than you think. You've helped me through the passing of my beloved ex-husband, and for that, I truly thank you. I know it's hard for you to keep a secret like this. For me, it is too. I love my daughter with all my heart, but she will have to accept eventually that love is love, and the heart wants what it wants. Our hearts want each other. I thought that ever since my husband died. Nobody would ever love me because I'm just an old woman, but you have showed me to love myself and made me feel young and sexy again. Let's keep having fun, cherishing each other. I think it's important to know that my father passed away about 5 years ago from a stroke, and my mother said that she refused to get back into dating or romance because my father is her forever love and one and only.
How fucking old is this mom, though?
52.
Oh, okay. Well, at least she's not in her 70s.
No, yeah, no. It's absolute bullshit. I'm fucking crushed, and it's the fact that I know they had sex after the message because that night was the night he didn't come home until 1 a.m. due to work and paid overtime. I actually threw up after reading that message. I have screenshots of messages and have sent the videos to myself. Of course, I deleted him on his phone, so it looked like he never sent me anything. I'm numb, I'm confused, and I'm hurt so bad. I can't even cry because I refuse to believe it. My husband is at work, and I'm sitting on the edge of my bed writing this. Any advice?
Wow. That is the ultimate betrayal. I mean, the person you love and your mom. I mean, your mom. Oh my God.
Your mom. Eric's face. I wish this was a video podcast so you guys could see. Eric is mortified. He's trying to figure out what he's going to say.
I mean,
because I don't know, if I found out my dad was having sex with my ex-wife, it's like, oh, well, go dad. I don't know.
That's ex-wife though.
Well, no, if we were still married, I guess.
Exactly.
There really are, I mean, there's no words.
He doesn't even know what to say.
Because, I mean, this is probably one of those things I would never put on Reddit.
No, I would take this shit to the grave.
I mean, I know it's anonymous.
Fuck.
But, I mean, what would Eric do? I would seek a divorce.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I don't know what they are, what they believe in. I would probably terminate the pregnancy.
Honestly.
If she's allowed to. I don't know how far along she is.
I was really looking for one story where I couldn't find it though. I heard it a long time ago and I was looking for it where she was pregnant and he got his mom pregnant too. He got her mom pregnant too.
Oh.
So her and her mom were pregnant at the same time. The dad, her dad didn't know about this affair going on. He thought they were his kids. And then the whole affair came out and everything. I was looking for that one. I could not find it though, but that one was crazy. The wife and the mother-in-law were pregnant.
Does it say where they're from? Like, does it say like?
No, it doesn't.
Because I wonder if they're like from fucking like Alabama or something.
Home sweet Alabama.
I'm just saying, like that's. I hate to say this. I honestly think the husband's to blame.
Fuck yeah.
It's her mom.
That's why. I understand that the mom is a disgusting person.
She is. She definitely
I'm
is.
with you.
And she should cut off the mom.
And
for sure.
she may be very lonely. This may have been somebody because she already knew them or felt comfortable. I don't really know what led up to it. And I'm not saying that to justify it. There is no justification. But I don't know. There's just so much to
unpack. And
I mean, my God, I would literally divorce myself from all of it.
Yep.
Not my mom, not my husband or wife. Yep. I'm serious. I hate to say it. I would terminate the pregnancy.
I would too. Yeah.
And that's it. I hate to, I mean, that's so awful.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't even.
We're joking about it, but can you imagine? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
From the person you love and your mom.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm going to jail. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going to jail. Like, I don't think I can just walk away from this. Someone's getting their ass beat.
She doesn't put her name, right?
No.
I wonder if her name is Stacy.
Why did you know Stacy?
You don't know Stacy's mom?
Stacy's mom.
Thank you. That was a dad joke in the middle. You like that?
But yeah, I'm beating ass. That's the only way I'm getting even. I have to beat somebody's ass. And I can go to jail. That's fine.
You know what? I'm with you. I'm serious. I'm with you.
Either that or they're getting hit by a car. Only other.
I'm with you. Look, I love myself more than I would hate jail at that point. You know, that's some self-esteem.
I'll think about it in jail. That's fine with me.
Look, all I know about jail is as long as your paperwork is straight, nobody's gonna mess with you. So.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you know what? Who's going to get punished in the long run? This guy. Okay, she's 52 now.
Yeah.
10 years from now,
exactly.
She's going to be 62.
Exactly. Disgusting.
Hold on. Wait a minute. 52-year-olds need loving too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Aren't you?
I'm saying.
You know what?
They're aging at a completely different rate.
Aren't you 52?
I know she.
I'm all for like 52-year-olds, you know, and we're still attractive and all that. But I'm a realist, and you know, I'm not getting any younger, and neither is this, you know, conniving bitch. So,
all right. See, we have Jennifer's opinion. All right, next one. I really like this story. Actually, you're gonna think I'm terrible for this, but am I the asshole for hitting my mother-in-law where it hurts? Okay. She says she already knows the answer. She just wants everyone to tell her if she was a bitch or not. Right?
Okay.
My daughter was born 3 years ago, and after 36 hours in labors, I had a C-section. After I had trouble breastfeeding, my milk never came in properly, and after 2 months of pumping and supplements and praying and crying, we gave up and switched to formula. So she had issues with that. Okay. She had her son 3 months ago. Same thing again. C-section, couldn't do the milk, whatever. My mother-in-law has spent the last 3 years crying about my failures as a mother. All her children were born naturally, and she had no trouble breastfeeding. C-sections are for quitters, she said. Her body was just made to be a mother. But don't worry, dear. I'm sure you're good at a lot of other things. Blah, blah, blah. It's ramped up with the new baby. Every time I see her, which has been a lot, just little passive-aggressive digs at me. My husband has asked her to stop, and my father-in-law has asked her to stop. She just plays dumb. For 3 years, I kept quiet to her face, but she made me cry more than once in private. There was a little while, about 2 weeks postpartum, where I even went to a seriously dark place and questioned whether she was right. Whether I shouldn't have become a mother, and if they would have been better off without me. I'm feeling better now, and those feelings aren't her fault at all, but I'm sure it didn't help. Important info, my husband has 2 brothers, and his mom had a late-term miscarriage of her only daughter. She always wanted a girl. Anyway, this past weekend, we were over for dinner, and my husband was feeding the baby. She starts in loudly about how she never needed bottles because she made so much milk, and how she guessed that she was just a natural mother, and how it just seemed so wrong to give a baby formula, and she was such a perfect mother, practically a fertility goddess, and that I was such a failure. I was sleep-deprived, hormonal, and I've put up with this for years, and I snapped. So I said, at least all my babies are still alive. Whoa. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I wish I could stuff it back in. She got really quiet, then left pretty quick after without really saying anything. I firmly believe I know I'm the asshole, but my husband thinks she deserved it after all the pain that she's intentionally caused me. So you tell me, yes, the asshole, or what?
She obviously snapped. all those years of her mother-in-law being so cruel to her, she snapped.
Yeah. The mother-in-law deserved it. Womp womp.
What? It was a horrible thing to say, but you have to put it in context. You have to consider like the years of emotional abuse.
Exactly.
That happened.
Exactly. Yeah. So womp womp. But you deal with it.
Okay. A couple of things.
Okay.
First of all, I was a C-section baby. So was my brother.
Well, that's the point. Well, if you need a C-section, you need a C-section. Right. It has nothing to do with
that's my right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was because there was a child born before I was that didn't survive.
Yeah.
And my mother was told back then, this is in the early 70s, that she'll always have to have C-section. So, okay. Second thing, let me just say the idea that C-sections are for quitters. No, the only thing for spitters are quitters. But thank you. But not C-section moms. Okay. And the other thing I want to say is that when she said, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I want to put it back in. Honey, if it comes out of your mouth, don't put it back in.
I'm going to start using that.
That's a different podcast.
I'm just saying. Okay, that's really all
That's the late night podcast.
Yeah, right.
Not the late,
right.
It's the late night podcast.
But other than that, do I think she's the asshole? No. She was clearly being, goaded.
Yeah.
Egged on by the mother-in-law or the husband, whatever. And you know what? At that point, all's fair.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. Let's see. Next one. Mother-in-law's friend tried to sleep with my husband.
Mother-in-law's friend.
Yes. Horny old bitches out there.
But you know what? That's already better than it being the mother-in-law that tried to sleep with, right?
Actually.
That would be her son, though.
Wait.
Okay. Sorry.
A close friend / coworker of my mother-in-law tried to sleep with my husband when I was with my adult kids. He said no. She persisted and then asked him if oral was cheating. Oh. He continued to say no to her, and he told me a couple of days later. I texted my mother-in-law the day after he told me and told her what happened. I told her she's not allowed to bring her friend over anymore. She plays dumb like she doesn't know, but it turns out she was there when it happened. She was encouraging it and thought it was funny. A few days later, she called my husband and tells him that she wants to come out for a visit in August, but won't unless she can bring her friend. Total manipulation. Husband won't get involved, says it's between her and I. For something that had nothing to do with me, I am now the bad guy because I won't let her friend come and stay at my house. Also, mother-in-law is not impressed that my husband told me about what happened and is making him second guess his decision to be honest with me because supposedly I'm dramatic and make things a big deal. This is honestly what makes me the most angry of all of this. So what would you do in this situation?
I'm still stuck on, she thought it was funny and that it would...
Her telling her friend, yeah, go for it. Go, go give some head to my son. Like, what the fuck?
That's a level of perverse that is hard to even fathom.
My question is, was she just going to stay in the room and watch this happen? Like, because she was there, right? Was she going to stay there and watch this happen?
That is so gross. I just...
Are they in the same state?
I don't know.
Because it was weird. It was like my mom wants to come for a visit or whatever. My mother wants to come for a visit, but only if my friend can. Like, it sounds like they're not. They don't live like next to each other.
No, I guess they have to come down.
So I wonder how much of this was actually like in person, or is just like over the phone kind of stupidity.
Well, what happened was in person.
Okay,
like the whole thing. They were all in the same house. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let me just tell you, there was a thing years and years ago. Eddie Van Halen. You know, he was married to, at the time, a really, really beautiful actress named Valerie Bertinelli. Mm-hmm. And he was a musician on the road all the time. And he said in an interview, I think it was Rolling Stone or Spin or one of these magazines, that oral sex is not cheating. He says that. Right?
I think Bill Clinton had the same line.
I'm just saying.
I bet.
Right? So if Bubba, Bill, and Eddie Van Halen, I consider them authority on that matter. So if they say Hummers are okay, Hummers are okay. Now, having said all that, I wonder in part if that mother-in-law just has a warped sense of humor and like she's probably not serious about it.
Maybe.
You know, she just might be egging it on. Maybe the daughter-in-law is super uptight. Again, I'm not excusing it. And the way it was written, it makes it sound like it's legit, but you never know, right? I could easily see my own mother making fun of my ex by being like kind of funny like that. Just knowing it bothered her, you know, and I hate to say this, but I sometimes am like that where I'll do something just because I know it upsets the other person.
Bother people,
and I'll be very subtle about it or I'll act like it's no big deal. But deep down, I know that's driving them nuts, right? And that's what gives me like the pleasure and satisfaction.
He genuinely does, and he'll brag about this, guys. He's not joking when he's saying this out loud.
So I'm saying like that might be more of that motivation.
It might be, yeah.
You know, like, does a mom want to see her son's marriage ruined? If the answer is yes, okay, then the mom's fucked up and this whole thing is fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm just trying, again, optimist Eric is hoping that this is just a perverse sense of humor, but not that serious. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I don't see how you could frame this as a perverse sense of humor.
Well, if the mom is joking like, yeah, go, you know, Esther, Sadie, go for it. Yeah, go. He doesn't like his wife. Go have fun. Like,
that's so
if it's being done like, no, but I mean, if it's being like meant as a joke, sort of harmless, like just stirring the pot, it's not appropriate, but I guess I would understand a little bit better. Maybe I just have a hard time fathoming that these are real people that this really happens. Like, I don't know what kind of backwards, fucked up small town you got to live in.
Your mind around this.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying really hard.
All the stories we've heard, this is probably the most perverse.
It's weird. Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm trying to find an alternate reasoning for this, because it's just hard to fathom, you know, that the mom would be encouraging her friend to essentially have an adulterous affair with her son.
She might just not like the girl, and she's like,
yeah, but there's other ways.
Still, that's depraved.
Right. And what if they have children? I mean, you're basically putting your grandchildren's, you know, stable home environment at risk. I mean, there's a lot. Yeah, that's rough.
Mm-hmm. All right, next one. You're not gonna like this one. Am I the asshole for wanting to cut out my mother-in-law after joking about hurting my baby? I, 26 female, and my husband, 30 male, have been together since high school and have always wanted a big family. After 3 years of trying to conceive and multiple doctor visits, we learned that I was unable to carry a baby. This hurt a lot to learn, but my husband was very supportive and immediately asked about other options. I couldn't handle the thought of seeing someone else hold my baby and decided to adopt instead. A year ago, we finally got our perfect baby girl. Let's call her Emma. She was 2 at the time of the adoption, and she's Chinese. Neither my husband or I cared about the different race, but apparently it was an issue for my mother-in-law. When we first introduced our daughter to the family, everyone was supported and ecstatic. But this past Christmas, my mother-in-law said something that I just couldn't get over. We take a beach trip every summer as a big family reunion, and with this being the first year with Emma, me and my husband brought up possibly going to a closer beach so it wouldn't be such a long drive. My mother-in-law immediately started throwing a fit, saying it was tradition that we go to that specific beach. My mother and sister immediately agreed that it may be fun to visit a new beach for once, and that it would make things easier on all of us so we don't have to drive so far. My mother-in-law then makes a joke about drowning my baby if she got the chance, and how she wished that she had been left in a dumpster somewhere in China. Immediately, I snapped and told her to stay the fuck away from me and my baby. I said that she was a selfish woman and a horrible excuse for a mother. I forgot to add that she was absent for the first 13 years of my husband's life, but he decided to accept her back into his life because he always craved his mother's love. He's never gone against her, and even after saying those awful things to our baby, he never said anything. I told her that we would be going on a trip to the closest beach with everyone but her, and she can say goodbye to ever having a relationship with my daughter. Me and my husband left and got in a fight that night over him not speaking up. He said that he was sorry, but he doesn't want to keep his mother out of Emma's life. I told him he could forgive what his mother said. If he could forgive what his mother said about his own daughter, then he clearly doesn't love her as much as a father should, and even brought up divorce. He says that he loves me and Emma more than anything and doesn't want our family to break up. But I can't help but feeling like I'm someone to blame. So am I the asshole here?
Oh no, absolutely not. He should have stood up.
She threatened to fucking drown your baby and said I hope she would have died in a dumpster in China.
There's no way to make that okay.
Exactly.
None. And the husband should have said something.
Exactly.
And this mother sounds horrible.
She sounds fucking terrible. And I would have been like, bitch, get in the fucking water right now and I'll fucking drown you. How about when you're old and senile and you can't fucking wipe your ass, I drop you off in a dumpster. How about that? I don't even fucking like kids. So that tells you something. Like, that's what I would have said. I'm like, bitch, when you're old and you can't even wipe your ass, you're gonna end up in a fucking dumpster, and I hope someone goes and adopts you.
Do you think she's serious?
Yes.
No, she's not serious.
But why say it about your own grandbaby?
Yeah, it's very inappropriate and stupid.
Why are you assuming everyone is coming from a good place? Why?
I just
These
have a
things
hard.
are horrible.
But moms are not supposed to be horrible.
They're not supposed to be, which is why.
So that's why I have a
particularly horrible.
No, that's why you understand, by the way, Karina, that you're the cause of the fight Jennifer and I are going to have later. about this topic. No, I just try to see the best in people, and I gotta hope that nobody's that cruel intentionally, that maybe her sense of humor is inappropriate or perverse, or maybe she doesn't have a sense of presence, or maybe she's unfiltered. I don't know.
Maybe she's fucking psychotic.
It's a terrible thing to say. Maybe. I'm saying it's a terrible thing to say, but I'm curious about how the grandma and the grandchild interact on their own.
I would never let her talk to my baby ever.
No. Okay. Never. I'm saying the husband's concerned that the mom will not be in his daughter's life.
Yeah, because he has mommy issues.
No, you don't know that. What if she is a stellar grandparent? I don't think she said this to the child.
Well,
right?
No, but I mean, she left for 13 years out of his life. He obviously has mommy issues, and he's like, oh my God, my mom's going to leave again.
I don't know. Maybe part of it is that maybe the idea that if the child's already close to the grandma, that would be a really hard thing for the child to understand and go through.
Well, I don't think so, because they said that her being Chinese and adopted was kind of iffy for the mom. So I don't think the mom really liked her anyways, like the grandma, because she was Asian.
No, I get it. What I'm saying is the grandchild may have developed a bond with the grandmother. And
I think that's unlikely.
Yeah, I don't know. What I'm saying is if the father's position is, I don't want to ruin this relationship, maybe there is a bond there that we don't know. Again, there are so many facts that are left out of this, or there's probably more to the situation than we all know. Mm-hmm. On its face, it sounds like a terrible thing to say. And I gotta believe, yes, but I have to believe that.
How can you justify that?
I'm not justifying it. I just said it's
she wasn't gonna like this one.
I just said
I knew it.
Because okay, I'm adopted.
Yeah,
and I do remember my mom saying that my grandparents made comments that I was too dark when I was little, and that always stayed with me. And it's for adoption is hard, mm-hmm. and when your own family is not supportive, it's there are just no words. There's no excuses and no words.
And some grandmas are just fucking bitchy.
Yeah, not all moms and grandmas are nice.
My grandma doesn't even like me. My grandma doesn't even like me, so I can tell you that.
I am going to peacefully wave the white flag on this one, specifically because in order for me to make sure that there's something to interrupt later tonight, I am going to just let this one go.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I have no opinion of this at all.
Smart man.
Yep. Smart man. All right. I thought this one was funny. We have two more.
All right.
My sister-in-law replaced our silverware and bath towels without my knowledge, and my husband said that I was ungrateful.
What?
I, female 30, and my husband, male 35, welcomed our first baby a few months ago. Since our baby was born, my sister-in-law, who lives out of state, has been visiting us once a month to help us out, give my husband and I an opportunity to have a small date night, etc. We don't live near any family, so her coming has been really helpful, and we have felt incredibly supported throughout the transition to parenthood. When she left the last time she visited, I noticed that all our silverware, the silverware was a family heirloom from my grandmother, was no longer in our drawer, and our bath towels were replaced with ones I did not purchase myself. When I asked my husband where the silverware went and where the bath towels were, he said that his sister thought we needed new silverware and towels, so she gifted us new ones. I got pretty upset, mostly about the silverware because it was from my grandma. He says I'm being ungrateful and that his mom was trying to help, that his sister was trying to help and give us nice things. It's not that I don't appreciate her kindness, but to go into my drawers or my closets and replace things without me even knowing feels like she's violating my privacy. And now I'll never be able to pass my grandma's silverware on to my own children. The silverware wasn't perfect, but I would have liked to keep it, even if it's just in storage and only use it for special events. I think that if she wanted to give us a gift, she should have wrapped it and let us decide if we wanted to completely replace things or just add it to what we already had. Am I being ungrateful here?
No, she's right. She should have asked. That's really sad when you don't have a lot of things from your family and then someone just goes and throws them away.
Like, why are you being nosy, bitch? No one fucking tells you to look through my drawers. Like, if you didn't like mine, that's too bad. Go back home. Womp womp.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Jennifer on this one, and I'm going to be agreeing with Jennifer from now on to the end of the episode.
I think she should honestly call her mother-in-law and just be like, I need my silver. Where did you put it? What did you do with it?
Yeah, I would.
That's my
really,
first step.
And to me, honestly, one of the turning point questions in my mind.
Yeah.
Because really, to me, this is just a question of is this a forgivable offense? Now, if she knew that the silverware was passed down from the grandparents and this was an heirloom,
Then that was wrong.
then that's intentionally meant to upset.
Yeah.
If she legit didn't know and figured it was just some old stuff, I agree. Okay, here we go. I agree. I'm not saying it was right. I'm just saying it's forgivable if the intention was good and she just overstepped. Especially if she has a habit of overstepping and that's kind of her personality. Again, I'm not saying she's right. Yeah. Okay, make this very, very clear. Okay? I'm not saying she's right.
Yes.
I'm just saying that there might be a bit more to this. But again, if she knew that this was an heirloom or passed down and did it anyway, to me, then that's unforgivable. If she had no idea,
if she touch people's stuff,
I agree. I'm just saying it's a question of whether it's forgivable. It's not. We all agree it was not okay.
I think if she still has them and she can recover them, it's forgivable. If it's not, no.
Okay.
That's how I think. Don't you?
Yeah. Look, it's not as horrible as the other things they heard today. Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
But it's still. It's just not. Like, why? Just why?
Why did it bother you what I have in my house? Like, why are you bothered? What's in my home? But I guess sister-in-laws, I guess.
It's also, not only did she give this stuff away, but she's basically saying your stuff is no good. Your stuff is
basically. Yeah.
I got rid of this stuff and got you nice.
Yeah.
That's like if, Josh's wife came in and just changed your whole house because she didn't like how it was.
If she didn't have to pay for it, she would.
All right. Last one.
All right.
Ready? Am I the asshole for giving my future mother-in-law 3 days to pay me for a new wedding dress, or else I show the family a photo of her wearing my dress?
What?
So, I'm getting married to my fiance soon. I bought my wedding dress weeks ago. My former mother-in-law, kept pestering me about trying it on, but I firmly refused. I finally shut it down after she offered me $100 to let her try on my dress. Her reasoning for persisting so much? She said it's because of her love for wedding dresses and her obsession with them. Fast forward to yesterday. I came home from work early and I found my fiance at home. He freaked out after seeing me and tried to prevent me from going into my own room while trying to text someone on his phone. I opened the door and was shocked to see his mom standing there wearing my dress. I instantly pulled out my phone and took a photo of her in it. She and my fiance freaked out after I told her that she needed to pay me for a new dress in 3 days or I'll show the whole family the photo. She started crying and then left. My fiance blew up at me saying that I can't be serious and that I overreacted because his mom just wanted to try the dress on. No harm done. But I refused to listen to him because in my opinion, the dress should only be worn by the bride and the bride only. Quite frankly, I felt disgusted looking at the dress again. I don't even want it anymore. And so I think it's fair that she pays me after she ruined it for me. He yelled at me and told me to wake up and stop treating his mom like that as if she was the enemy. We had a fight after he failed to get me back down and he's been staying with his mom since then. I feel awful, but I spent $3,000 on this dress and I worked hard to get it. I can't stand looking at it, but people in my family think I'm escalating things and risking my relationship with not only my future mother-in-law, but my fiance as well. Am I the asshole here?
Okay, it's not at the level of any of the others, but it's very weird.
I think this mom likes her son.
That's strange.
That's what it is. She's in love with her son.
What is it with these moms?
I know. There is an update to it though.
Oh.
So it says, she said, "Oh my God, this blew up. I thought I'd add some updates. My fiance called and offered to pay for the dress himself so that we can end this conflict. But these are his terms. 1, I hand him my phone so he can personally delete the photo himself. 2, I have to swear that I don't have any copies to use, quote unquote, against his mom later. 3, I have to apologize to his mother. And lastly, he asked that I quit his family group chat and log out of Facebook for at least a month. I haven't even responded yet. That's all the updates we have though.
Why? Why did the mom have to put her dress on? Yeah. That's so weird.
Yeah. She's in love with her son. That's why. That's literally why. And the fact that the son is like, "Oh, I'll pay for it." Like, but don't tell people about my mom. He's in love with his mom too. Fucking weirdos marry each other.
I wonder what the Oedipal complex is.
What? Would you let your mom try on your future wife's wedding dress?
What she said.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer. He is. He is.
So because nothing I say is gonna be appreciated.
No, go ahead. Give us your opinion. Yeah.
just like we had a similar story like this a couple weeks ago. It's just a fucking dress. Maybe the mom just wanted to recapture her youth for a minute. I know women like to see themselves in these wedding gowns and they go like try sizes on, and it's like part of the whole thing. And maybe she just got caught up in the moment. Again, I don't know. We don't know. Yes, it's weird. Would I ruin a relationship over it? No. If my whatever, my future father-in-law tried on my tuxedo before my wedding, I wouldn't give a fuck.
That's different.
Is it?
It is.
Why? It's clothing.
Because one, a man isn't supposed to see the dress until the wedding day.
Oh, forget all that nonsense.
Two,
okay,
would
you know
you
what?
want to marry
How
someone
about
in the dress you saw your
okay,
mom wearing?
so I can see the curtain and the drapes, but I can't see the dress before the wedding?
Exactly.
Bullshit.
No.
That's just a
Okay,
stupid
but
tradition.
think about this. Think about this. You just saw your mom in that dress. And then you're going to see your wife walking down the aisle with it, and then you're going to take it off of her later. Your mom had that dress on.
I wouldn't think about it. That's my point.
Everyone knows that a wedding dress to a woman
It's like sacred.
is an important thing.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it. And the mom obviously knew that.
Exactly.
She knew what
she offered to pay her $100 to try on this stupid dress. She's fucking psychotic, and she wanted to try it on to see if her son would be in love with her after seeing her in it. She's a fucking weirdo.
You know what the overarching theme is for today is that these spouses are not sticking up for their wives or girlfriends.
Exactly. All you husbands and fiancés out there, you're all bitches. That's what it is. You're all bitches. And your mothers are all fucking in love with you, and I'm starting to believe y'all are fucking in love with them back. So, stand up for your wife or go fuck your mom. Bye.
I don't even know. I don't even know how I agreed to do this episode today.
I think Karina and I have some issues.
No, no, you don't. Not at all. You're fine. I got you, babe. You're good.
Yeah, see, we're good.
I know. We both. Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
Shit.
No, honestly, I think the woman, I think if the husband had stood up for her, I think she would have forgiven her and just moved on with it. If he had shown some degree of like, Mom, you should not have done that. That was fucked up. She would have been okay with it.
It's the fact that he let her try it on, though. He let her. Yeah. He took that shit out and let her try it on.
Okay, because to us, not saying it's okay. Again, I'm not condoning anything. To us, it's just a fucking dress. Who cares? Ma, try it on. See how you look. Who gives a shit?
No.
I'm just, I understand. I get that I don't understand this issue the same way a woman would. To me, it's just a fucking dress. Okay. And I never understood the exorbitant amounts people pay for something you're going to wear once, most likely.
It's your wedding dress, though.
I don't care what it is. Okay, you're going to put it on once and put it in a closet. What are you going to pass it down to your daughter? And what if you have more than one daughter? Are you going to like let the same daughter?
Actually, I have seen this cute trend on TikTok where moms, they'll like take a piece of their dress off or like the trim of it off.
Yeah, just ruin it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
how cute. Let's just ruin it, right? So nobody else can ever wear it.
No, because your daughters will have a piece of your wedding dress on theirs.
Okay. I think that my daughters would rather have a piece of my checkbook for their wedding than a piece of the fucking wedding dress. I'm just saying, okay? That's my point. It's just a fucking dress, people. Not that I disagree with you guys. I don't disagree at all.
You saw me pass the mic to Jen? I was like, I'm going to let her have it.
No, you got this. I'm just saying.
It's about more than the dress.
Yeah,
it's about way more than the dress.
Yes, it is. You're right.
Mother-in-laws are bitches. That's all I got from here. Mother-in-laws are bitches. Not any that I know. Let's be clear. But these story ones.
Okay.
I know a lot of mother-in-laws in my life, so I don't know who's listening.
Can I just get to my dad's story?
Go ahead. Yep, that's it. That's the end of it. Go ahead.
This is really funny.
Okay.
At least to me. So, for the longest time, I thought, honestly, that I inherited my mother's sense of humor.
Okay.
My mom always had a bit of a darker, kind of perverse sense of humor. And everything is relative generationally. Like, things that you would consider dark and perverse today weren't dark and perverse in the 70s and 80s when we were growing up, but she was definitely, on the more liberal side of sense of humor. Okay. But later, as I got older, and I started hearing stories about my dad. Now, these are stories he didn't tell us, but his brothers told us later, like my uncles. I started thinking that maybe I got some of my humor from him. I'm going to tell you these two true stories, and you guys decide if you think, this is passed down to me.
Okay.
First one is this. My dad, when he turned, I think 15 or 16, he was growing up in Israel, came from Morocco. He was very young, 4 or 5 years old. And they were very, very poor, living in a very poor town, a very small house in Israel.
Right.
My dad, at around 15 or 16, went on the sea as a merchant marine.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he was a diesel mechanic and a boiler room guy. And, he actually made really good money for that back in the day, but he was always out. And so the ship would be out for a certain period of time, come back. Right. Sometimes it would be in port for 6 to 8 weeks and he'd need something to do. So one of the, I guess, neighbors knew of a job. He could work like a night shift at a garment factory or something.
Okay.
So it was like the, midnight to 5 a.m. or midnight to 8 a.m. Like, that kind of thing. Okay. So my dad was not a night, you get tired like 2, 3 in the morning.
Right.
And so I guess he would doze off.
Mm-hmm.
So the security guard, who apparently took his job way too seriously, caught my dad sleeping, right, one day in his factory and threatened to take him to HR the next day and write him up. So my dad, and how he came up with it so quickly, I don't know, looked right at him, straight faced, and said, listen, my mother already goes to see 2 of my other brothers in jail.
Oh my God.
Twice a week. She's not going to care to have to go see a third.
Oh my God.
That guy almost shit his pants. Right? That guy.
That is so gangster.
Right?
It is,
Okay.
it is.
That guy like shit his pants right there. But that wasn't the worst of it. Same security guard. So so my dad did not get reported. Same security guard, I guess, was trying to make peace or something.
Right.
Came and saw my dad. It was like 4 in the. My dad used to get sandwiches packed by my grandma. He used to pack him some sandwiches to take to the factory.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this was a week or so before the ship took back off and departed or whatever. So
I know where this is going.
my dad's got this sandwich. And so he worked in the boiler room.
Right.
So the guy comes down, the security guard, and he says, taps my dad, says, hey, just wondering, you got anything extra to eat? I'm really hungry. I didn't pack anything. My dad's like, no, because he wasn't going to help this guy.
Right.
Then, don't forget, this is the boiler room. My dad found a dead rat on the floor. And so opened up the sandwich, stuck the rat in the bread, wrapped it back up, found the guard. It's like, oh, you know what? I forgot. My mom packed me this extra sandwich. I already ate and I'm full. You can have it. That guy was like, oh my God, Mordecai, that's so nice of you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so hungry. And my dad literally sat and watched this guy bite into a fucking rat sandwich.
That's so fucking disgusting.
The guy noticed it. Okay. The guy saw it like 3 bites in.
3 bites in?
Yeah. The fucking hairy foot or whatever, paw, freaked out. Immediately reported my dad
He
the
had
next
3
morning.
bites of rat.
Well, I don't know how far into the rat he got.
Oh my God.
And reported my dad right away. And my dad at that point, and so by the way, the head of HR was, and this is the funny part of the whole story, was the same neighbor that got my dad the job.
Oh my God.
They were friends for years. So this is, my dad was older than this one. So anyway, of course the guy like reprimanded my dad and then the security guard left and they were laughing about it. And then my dad's like, look, today's my last day anyway. I'm going back to the sea.
Oh,
because the ship was about to leave. So he took off. So that was just a couple stories to give you an idea of, so maybe.
I think you have more of your dad's sense of humor, definitely.
I mean, I might have a little bit of a
You
combo,
and Morty, yeah.
But there you go. So there's a couple of little bonus stories about bad parenting and, imagine.
Exactly.
Now, the only thing that would have made that funnier is if he had did that to his daughter-in-law. Thank you.
Well, he doesn't care about her birthday anymore.
Well, that's right. Yeah, there's no more birthday checks
No
for
more
her.
birthday checks, so.
Anyway. All right, Karina, tell them where they can find us.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate all the support. Remember, you can find us at the Bensama Confirm on Instagram, Bensama Confirm on TikTok and Twitter. You can visit our website, eblawfirm.us, and you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us. Also, a TikTok video will be dropping. It should be up before this episode actually comes out. We tried Beverly Hill Cookie, like Eric said. He did not like them, so just watch out for that video.
Fuck those places. Goddamn bullshit.
All right. And then, for everyone else who had to deal with these stories, womp womp. But for everyone else, bye.
When you marry someone, you marry their family too.
Exactly.
That's my fucking point the whole time. All right, bye. Bye, everyone.